The St. Clements dog?
It was a Selkirk dog, but they were here because they were just confused and was this needing help, so they came here and we helped them and we got it all straightened out. So there's a lot of time, but it's rewarding because the dogs usually go home happy.
Was there a horse that was lost here a couple of weeks ago?
There was. I personally had no involvement with it. I was made aware of it, but luckily I didn't have to do anything. The horse was tracked and found and brought back home, so I didn't have to go around.
Yeah, I was gonna follow that situation.
There's always something interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they leave them.
Yeah.
So going on to the next slide. Again, just a quick snippet. Dogs that come home. Each one of these were from St. Clements and brought into our care, and then were very quickly back home. Yeah, so yeah, going into our summer enforcement. This is our separate contract with Prairie Bylaw Enforcement to provide summer bylaw enforcement throughout the summer months, which is roughly 3 months worth. There were 67 shifts completed. On that, they had 31 direct calls for service, 122 public contacts. That's them out and about. And one thing I know I continue to discuss this point because it's probably the most important for bylaw enforcement is that public contact and how you talk to our residents, how you speak to them, how you approach them, how you handle every situation. So I was very, very adamant and clear with our enforcement that you need to be out, you need to talk to people. You need to build. And that's in my opinion, one of the main ways that you get compliance, and you kind of set that tone. So that's that aspect. And our top calls, as you can imagine, in the summer time, noise, off-road vehicles, parking, that was a big chunk. And then how that looks every single Friday. I keep in touch with Prairie Bylaw's supervisor officer regularly, but every Friday I send a new script. Here's where you go, here's what I'm challenged with right now. Because every call, not every call, but there's calls that I deal with that are from a weekend situation. So I have them going out and about. And they're not just in the north, they're in the south pretty evenly now. So we're moving.
What's their latest shift in the evening? In the summer?
Usually 1 or 2.
Okay.
Be 5 to 2 type of time. And no shifts always have 2 people in the car. So yeah, in conclusion, municipality will continue to serve our community, care and dedication, keeping residents safe and staff supported. again, initiatives on the horizon 2026 will shape up to be an exciting year full of progress and possibility.
Very good.
Anything more for Tyler? Excellent presentation.
Thank
Tyler.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Maybe
Yeah.
the next topic, right?
Yeah, he's gonna hang around for a little bit here. I think there's a couple more.
Yeah, I think there's something coming up for me next.
Yeah.
So the next item on the agenda, Madam Mayor, is the East Beaches Fire Department UTV trailer.
Right.
Tyler's done an excellent job on this as well, and he brought it under budget, and if you want to speak to it.
Sure. Yeah, so we've, this past financial plan, we had 35 grand roughly, set aside in the capital for East Beaches to, purchase a new trailer. As we know, we bought I won't call it an ATV, but it's a UTV. It's a big side-by-side type of vehicle the previous year. So now that we have this unit to get into the back countries and, you know, quote unquote wildfire type of vehicle, we needed a bigger trailer for it to house it and to take it around. So with that said, we put 35 grand into the budget for it. And that was including the trailer. We came out about 10,000 bucks under that just for the trailer itself, bringing it down to, I think it's roughly 14,000. So it's basically like a large car hauler. So that's the type of trailer it is. And I put the specs in there. And then, so that's what I'm asking for resolution to move forward on that purchase of the trailer. But kind of tied to that project was outfitting the UTV side by side with the wildfire mitigation equipment like the tanks and pumps and lighting. So that as well was built in the 35.5 and we're getting that number to go down as well. So either way we look at it, the project will come out under budget, maybe 10 grand.
Okay, go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
So is there an existing trailer then that we no longer need?
There's a smaller trailer, yeah. But it's an older, smaller little utility trailer in a sense.
Okay.
So there'll still be probably much use for it. I'm not sure if council was out at the, when they did the festivities in the summer for their barbecue type of thing in East Beaches, but that's what we would probably primarily have that little trailer for, is moving around all the pub ed stuff and setting up the big stuff in the back and
Okay, so they're still gonna use it.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Okay, go ahead. Deepesh,
Just want to make sure that we have enough for a quorum.
I think we're
Because,
good.
yeah, we do.
Resolved that the administration be authorized to proceed with the purchase of an 18-foot car hauler trailer at a cost of $13,700 plus applicable taxes to be funded from the fire reserve.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Sutherland, second. Counselor Spicer, discussion. Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, and that is carried.
Okay.
Next item is extension of the contract for the municipal office yard maintenance.
So, thank you, Madam Mayor, and this one is to talk about the yard maintenance at the office here. We have time for a contract renewal. We had only signed a one-year contract last year, and the administration has found them to be the existing contract that we have with Clintar Landscape Management has been serving us well. And what we have is a situation here that because of the development of the 56-unit row housing that's been built next to the RM office, requires less space to be maintained, and so the prices come in less than last year. And so last year we had approximately $8,900, and this year we're at $8,100.
Okay, go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
So they're gonna be doing exactly the same work, just on a smaller footprint.
Correct.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything?
No, I read it all before, it seems good.
Okay, so if you want to bring the resolution forward for the municipal office yard.
Resolved that the administration be authorized to extend the municipal office yard contract to Clintar Landscape Management for the 2026 season, May 1st to October 31st, 2026, at a total contract price of $7,716.40 plus tax, plus GST.
Okay, can I have a mover, please? Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Spicer, Counselor Sutherland seconds. Any further discussion? Go ahead, Counselor Strang.
Do we not tender stuff like this out?
We did tender last year.
Yeah.
And then we had the option to extend.
Oh, so we don't tender every year?
We don't necessarily tender every year if we have an option to extend, if we choose to do it. In this case, because we were going with a new supplier, we have the option to extend in this particular.
So in the option to extend, are you getting the same price as last year?
We're getting a price that's less than last year because of the area that we're covering.
Thanks, so in
Yeah,
case
no, good
any of the
questions,
residents
good
are
questions.
asking, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I have a mover, I have a seconder, and if there is nothing else, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, carried.
And so,
Okay. And the next one is the extension of the contract for the daycare yard maintenance.
thank you, Madam Mayor. And so similar to many of our contracts, like, just to follow up on Councillor Strang's questions, similar to our contracts for snow clearing and other items. When we have these contracts, we usually ask for an option to be able to extend for up to 2 years sometimes, and then we re-tender. And this way it gives us a sense of continuity of pricing. So in this case, the daycare was identified where, as part of our agreement with the province of Manitoba, where the price was, the daycare was built with provincial dollars, but the commitment of the RM was to maintain the site, that snow clearing as well as landscaping and cutting the grass and so forth. So what we have is a contract for them for that yard work. We felt it was more important to use external resources as opposed to internal resources, mainly because you're dealing with children and so forth. And those external resources are appropriate liability insurance to deal with those types of scenarios. And so what we have is a contract for this, and they have a slight increase for this year. And as I recall, the amount was of the increase is at 1.97% from 2025. So it's approximately $66.68 of increase compared to what we paid last year. And so we're recommending going again with Clintar to this one as well.
Okay. Any questions? We'll bring the resolution forward then, please.
Resolved that the administration be authorized to extend the daycare yard maintenance contract to Clintar Landscape Management for the 2026 season, May 1st to October 31st, 2026, at a total contract price of $3,290 plus GST.
And can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, second, please. Councillor Strang, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All in favor, opposed, carried. Okay, and that will take us to 6.5, which is the used oil collection and recycling contract.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And this is dealing with our used oil collection contract, and this we did go to tender on. And as part of the used oil contract, Public Works invited qualified recyclers to provide pricing, and we received pricing from the 3 suppliers for not only liquid oil filters, plastic oil and antifreeze containers and liquid antifreeze. Public Works reviewed the bids and found GFL this year. Previously, we had Recycle West doing this, and GFL Environmental offers the highest rebates across most of the categories, providing the most advantageous financial return to the municipality. And GFL has a proven track record, is also doing our overall curbside collection as well this year, that they won the contract, and we're recommending to go with it.
Okay, questions, comments? Bring the resolution forward and we'll see where it goes.
Be it resolved, council accept the recommendations of the Manager of Water and Waste and authorize the Chief Administrative Officer to enter into an agreement with GFL Environmental for the collection and recycling of used oil and used oil materials as outlined in compliance with the terms and conditions of RFQ PW 2026-04.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Strang, second, please. Councillor Boulanger, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All in favor, Opposed, and that is carried. And 6.6 on our agendas is the recreation service provider.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This one has been a long-standing RFP and it's gone through several iterations of the reviews and evaluations. We did receive this, the bid went out in 2025 and we received the bids and then they were all very close and competent providers. And we did start off with several of them. And at the end of the day, there were three were final contenders and one dropped out. And so what we have is two that were left. And as part of that, in doing the review, there was analysis completed on to the capacity and the ability. And it came down between DWA SiteWorks and HDFSC Planning and Design. Both of them were very, very competent companies. And due to my previous knowledge and working with both of those clients, I have recused myself from the decision-making process, and internally the analysis was completed and DWA SiteWorks came out at a higher level. This is for the preferred service provider. So what it does is it gives us an opportunity to use that service provider. Once we do the RFP, then when there are smaller or larger projects, we can just go directly to our preferred service provider as opposed to go out to another RFP. We can use them for a variety of services, including landscape and design and various other related types of works. So it could be anywhere from doing trails planning, trails master plan, doing landscape works for small parks, large parks, and we have the option whether we go to use this service provider or we can still go to an RFP. So the flexibility is completely in the hands of the RM where we think is the best advantageous opportunity. But it allows us to be able to react more efficiently when we have certain requests. So as an example, when the completion it's completed between the row housing and the RM site, there will be a small space left between the daycare, the residential development and the RM office. And the idea that we've bandied about with council is that maybe we could turn that into a small park space or some sort of an active park space that we could provide for the community area. And so if we do that, we can utilize this type of a supplier of services without having to go out to, because doing those small projects are almost impossible getting anybody to even bid out this far.
Go ahead, Councillor Spicer.
And whoever we choose here also gets to do the recreation plan. Is that a part of this
Correct.
approval?
Yes, we'll
Okay.
also be able to do the recreation master plan,
Thank you.
which will be part of our budget process. And let's keep in mind that what we're recommending is DWA SiteWorks as our preferred service provider. So if there's any questions of me, any further questions?
I don't see any hands, so bring the resolution forward and we'll see where it goes.
So whereas the Royal Municipality of St. Clements issued request for proposal RFP REC 2025-07 for the selection of a preferred recreation service provider, and whereas proposal submitted by DWA SiteWorks Inc. was evaluated and selected as a preferred proposal, and whereas DWA SiteWorks Inc. has proposed consulting services to support the municipality's recreation planning and projects work, including time and materials billing at standard hourly rates, percentage fees basis for future projects with known construction budgets, per MALA fee guidelines, and optional additional tasks. Therefore, be it resolved that the Royal Municipality of St. Clements appoint TWA SiteWorks Inc. at the municipality's preferred recreation service provider under RFP REC 2025-07. And be it further resolved that council authorize consulting services on the following fee basis as outlined in this proposal. Time and materials billing at standard hourly rates, engaging ranging from $55 per hour to $250 per hour plus applicable taxes and disbursements. The percentage fee basis for future projects with known construction budgets based on the MALA fee guidelines breakdown for project service and complexity rating. And be it further resolved that council authorize the following, optional additional tasks and fees to be issued at the discretion of council or administration on an as-need basis plus applicable taxes. Community-wide surveys, $1,720. $1,720. Grant funding support, $1,720. Draft policy development, $2,760, or $2,560, sorry. Recreation master plan, $85,620. And be it further resolved that the mayor and the CAO be authorized to sign the necessary agreements and documents to give effect to this resolution.
Okay, can I have a mover, please? Counselor Strang, Counselor Sutherland seconds. Any discussion on this resolution? On this topic? Hearing and seeing none. Oh, go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
Yeah, I'll try and use the right terminology. So if a person who is working for this firm is also doing other work, like development of proposals, there's no conflict there, or would they remove themselves if we ask them to comment or something like that?
If you could clarify a little bit more by development proposals, if they're applying for their own personal development proposals or?
Andre comes and does development proposals in this area.
Yes, if they are working on a development proposal, unless if it's directly related or in conflict, it would be required to declare conflict.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Okay, anything else? I believe I have a mover and a seconder. So if there are no further questions, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, so I think with that, we can move on to our closed list of accounts, number 7.1 on our agendas.
Resolved that council approve the February 24th, 2026 list of accounts, check numbers 26000, 202 to 26000, 248 in the amount of $632,482.62 for payment.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Belanger, second, please. Councillor Strang, any questions or discussion on the list of accounts today? I'm not seeing any hands go up, so I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. We do not have a financial statement, and there are a couple of grants that we're looking at here, and the first one is agriculture in the classroom donation request.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There's been a request. I think this is the first time we've seen this request, which is agriculture in the classroom. They're looking for donations for various types of programs that they're offering, and they're offering education on agricultural level of training for students. And one of those, in looking at it, the Recreation Service has provided a recommendation that we can move forward, and if council wishes, and what we're recommending is the $250 donation for the agriculture in classroom for Manitoba, specifically dealing with hands-on experience for local youth.
Okay, any questions or comments? Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
I would like to know, sounds like a great program, but I would like to know, are they actually gonna come to St. Clements and come and participate in with the schools in our municipality or within our school divisions, or like, they don't really say, when I was trying to find out where they're at, if they're out of Winnipeg, And one of the things that sort of struck to me here is if you read the last of the paragraph, it says, the program is already active in over 100 Manitoba municipalities who do not support the program financially. But then it says, yet funding qualifies as a donation to a registered charity, but they don't give any more information on that, so don't expand it, so.
Go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
Yeah, all it says is 49,000 youth in 446 Manitoba schools. So it doesn't specifically state which schools. I do know that, last year, the watershed district funded some of this. But I guess we could ask that
See,
information.
and that's a good point, Scott, because if we give money to the watershed, and then they're now coming, this program's coming to us too, it's almost like we spoke about with Red River North Tourism, that they've gone to them, and then they're coming to us too, that it's almost like double asking. To me,
They
I'd
haven't-
rather give this money than to say they're
They
a
haven't
watershed
come
or
to
to
the
someone local in
watershed.
our area, if you know it's being used.
It
They
would have been
haven't
nice,
come to the watershed this year.
Not yet.
it would have been nice if they said, and we currently are doing blah, blah, blah in your municipality.
Yeah.
It would have made this decision much easier.
Yeah,
If they're just reaching out I would agree with Senator, and maybe we can ask them.
Certainly, we can take it back and get some further information and come report back.
Yeah.
So for now,
Perfect.
it's
just on hold.
adjourned.
Yeah, thank you. And the next item is the Grand Marais Community Central Family Fun Day.
Yes, the GMCC is having a family fun day, and although they do receive an operating grant from the RRM, this is specifically related to a specific event, and this event is, what they're asking for is, $975, and that's, and the intent is that the proceeds from this event would be used to build the sun shelter that they had already applied for some grant funding and requested support from us. Most of this funding that they're requesting for is to buy the food and items for this fun day event as part of the barbecue and to raise funds. We're recommending $500 based on their request.
Okay, questions, comments? Go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
So is this a new event? Does
Yes.
anyone know?
It's a new event specifically geared towards building the 30 by 30 shed or sun shelter that they were looking at building.
Go ahead, Counselor Strang.
Did they get, any funding from any other group? Like, did they get any grants?
Not that I know of yet. I
Okay.
don't think we've found out yet whether they've received any grants. I don't think so.
Well, I always see positive things going on at this location, so. And I noticed they applied for 975. I was wondering how they came up with that number to.
Cause it sounds
to
better,
ask.
it sounds better than 1,000.
999.
And people have caught on to the 999.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this event is not until August, which I think is probably the August long weekend, August
like second,
2nd.
yeah,
Yeah,
all good.
so,
I can read the resolution,
Sure,
like Madam Mayor.
please.
Resolve council approve the following 2026 grant request, Grand Marais Community Central Family Fun Day, 2026, $500.
can I have a mover, please? Counselor Belanger, second, please.
I don't think I should be.
Counselor Strang, any further discussion?
When we give these things, do we notify them right after, like, the next week or so after our meeting that they've got it, or they?
Yes, usually we say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Got a mover, got a seconder, go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
Do we have any type of notification to the public that the RM has supported this? Assuming that we do.
You-
I don't know that
I
we
think-
do, but they should.
I think they should.
Okay, so we'll take a note of it, Heather, that when they get the grant funding, to make sure that it's identified that, donations from the RM were provided to support that event.
Thanks.
Anything else? I have a mover, I have a seconder, and if there's nothing else, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, carried. Counselor Spicer, you make me think of something because I know at different events that I've been involved in, like even a silent auction donation. Usually if there's a whole bunch of donations, there is a poster up on the wall of all the people who donated to the cause kind of thing. So it would be kind of nice if some of these organizations did that too, and I don't know if they do or not, so. Okay, we can carry on. We're up to number 8 on our agendas, which is bylaws, and we have one bylaw that we're going to be moving forward today.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is bylaw 1 of 2026, and this is related to the council campaign expenses and contributions. And as you know, that we've had discussions on this, that there has been an increase from previous, mainly around the cost of living type of increase, and the increase has gone to, or is now at $7,000 for head of council for maximum campaign expenses that they can claim, and then for councillor, $6,000.
Okay. Any questions or comments? If not, I will ask for the resolution for second reading, please.
Resolved bylaw 1 of 2026 being a bylaw for campaign expenses and contributions in municipal election to be read a third time.
Second time.
Oh, sorry, second time first. I thought we had done the second time.
No, we just did first, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
to be read a second time.
Okay, mover, Counselor Strang, second, Counselor Spicer, any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question, all those in favor, opposed, and carried. And now we'll move on to third reading.
And so resolved bylaw 1 of 2026 being a bylaw of the campaign expenses and contributions in the municipal election be read a third time.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Sutherland, second, please, Counselor Boulanger, discussion. And it's a recorded vote because it is third reading, so I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried unanimously. Okay, so we are to communications for information. And if there's anything that anybody wishes to bring forward, now would be the time. I don't know if there's anything. Go ahead, Counselor Strang.
9.2.1, the Good Roads annual banquet, which will be happening at AMM. And do we have any winners?
I thought we did. Yes. I'm sorry, I have my old agenda and it's not on here. It must have been added in at the last minute.
That should have been put into communication for action.
Okay,
I wasn't here Friday, so, I'll send you guys an email and then I'll add it to the next agenda. Is that already past the event? No.
no, the conference isn't, well, it's in conjunction with the conference,
Yeah.
and when did we say it was? April?
April.
Yeah, so, go ahead, Counselor Spicer.
Oh, I guess it's in the middle of it, right? It's on the 21st. I was just wondering if we gotten hotel rooms or not.
You're talking for the conference,
Yeah.
and I
That's
think Heather does have, but they're at the Lakeview, correct?
Yeah, that's all we could get.
No, I remember we had a discussion before and you were having some challenges.
Lakeview, I have rooms. I
Okay.
know some will be happy with that, but that's what we have for now. We're gonna keep trying to get some.
Is Lakeview the one with the electric charger?
It's up on the North Hill.
I don't know.
It's on the
It's up
North Hill.
by the,
Where we were last time, where you plugged your phone, yeah, that was a nice place.
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah, it was just across the street.
no,
that's the one.
that's the Holiday Inn.
That's
That was a holiday. Inn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is up on the number 1 highway.
this is, yeah, up on the
Oh.
hill too.
Is
Right
it
by-
on the Main Street?
It's not, yeah,
Yeah.
it's right by Albert's on the 18th.
I know where you mean now.
Yeah. as soon as
On
you
the
turn.
subway.
Go ahead, Scott.
And, I guess some of us have to be there the day before, right? Like you two have meetings the day before, so you're only picking up 2 nights for some of us then?
Right now I have them booked for one night before and then we'll cancel what we don't need.
Yeah, actually, Good Roads is before, not during, yeah, so maybe it's not bad.
Yeah, see, I'll be going out, the day before because of Good Roads, because then our Mayors and Reeves meeting is in the morning this year. But my room will be booked through Good Roads,
Oh,
so. And those rooms are at the Clarion.
okay. So we're good, I was just wondering,
Okay,
thanks.
so there's not much to do with that one right at the moment. Okay. Anything else on, info correspondence? If not, I guess we can move on to council reports. Okay, where am I gonna start today? Go ahead, Councillor Spicer.
Yay. I missed mine last time, so it's a little longer.
Good thing you're first.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So on February the 2nd, we had a short meeting with the Minister of MTI. And it related to a number of requests that we've had to highways on a number of different issues. I'm assuming there's been some follow-up. It seems like they were eager to, help us in some of our challenges we're having. February the 5th, we had a Manitoba Association of Watersheds Finance Committee meeting, and that was just to go over the finances before the monthly meeting. February the 5th, Association of Rural Municipalities, so we had a monthly meeting that was, at Bell Acres. And our mayor gave a good report. February the 10th, Manitoba Association of Watersheds, that was our bi-monthly board meeting. February the 14th, we had a Gaynor Library, our first construction committee meeting. So things are going forward, funding is essentially all been raised that they requested, so, things are going pretty well there. February the 17th, we had committee of the whole, and that was, public works and in-camera discussions. February the 18th, we had our regular monthly meeting in Red River Planning District. And February the 19th, we had our regular monthly meeting of Northeast Red Watershed District. That's all I have, unless there's some questions. I'd be happy to try and answer.
Any questions for Councillor Spicer on his report? I don't see any hands going up, so I will ask Councillor Sutherland to give us his report, please.
Thank you. All I have is the February 17th committee of the whole meeting. That's it. The other stuff Scott spoke about, I have in my other reports,
Okay,
previous report. That's all I have.
okay, thank you for that. Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
February 12th, Red River North Tourism, I had a Zoom meeting, just a Zoom meeting with them just for an update, as I did mention in council that we were gonna meet with them. It was a little bit of a confusion with their emails and everything that were going around. but did meet back with them on February 17th. I had a Red River North executive meeting also. It was with all the executive board, and they were just giving information on how Travel Manitoba got a 6% increase funding from the government. And they're looking for candidates for Red River North Tourism. They're looking for a president, first vice, and second vice. We went over different areas of the municipality we had updates. And the other thing that they also gave was their date for their March and their AGM. And it's March 24th. It just happens to land. And I said to them, anybody from councils will not be able to be there because ourselves, St. Clements and St. Andrews, have council meetings on the exact same night. So they are looking to update it to a different date. They were looking at the 26th, but they said that they'll give us a better update. They were going to have it at the library, and that's the one date that it's available. So,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you say they're looking for a new president, vice?
President, first vice, and second vice.
And you're talking Red River North
Or
Tourism.
yes.
So which one are you running for?
0, 0, and 00. I have to commend them. They are volunteers. The only thing that they've done in money wise and taking is we told them to keep track of their mileage then, because they are the Lois, Maryland, they've done tremendous work with the group.
Yeah.
And I think they're getting a little bit burnt out for one thing, and I think they're a little bit sad, and I'll bring that up with one of our other meetings that the mayor and myself had with them. February 17th also had committee of whole, which has been reported on. It was with Public Works, and we had budget dates on that meeting. And February 20th met again. This is my third time meeting with Red River North Tourism in the past month, but the mayor and I met here in the morning with them. And there was Marilyn Lois and Jim Pelche, he's their treasurer, came and met with us. And what it is they're meeting with all three municipalities. I did ask why we weren't meeting together. Now it is something that we can all still do together, as I think we all still have the same issue, or we should all be bringing everything to the table to make Red River North still a more stronger entity. I think they're disappointed that the province is giving Travel Manitoba monies. And some of these other groups that are tourism, and that's what brings the people to your area. So I think it is a very important group that one of our committees that we sit on, that any of us sit on, because of, like, you know, without bringing people to your area, that's what's going to bring the dollars in and just getting your area well known. But what they would like to be more is just they were identifying their goals as promote business events and enhance right now what Red River North Tourism is and our different areas. One of the things that they did mention is either meeting with the three mayors and the tourism and the minister and Travel Manitoba. So I don't know if that's something that we want to pursue going on, but I did mention to them that maybe the three that St. Clements, St. Andrews, and City of Selkirk should meet together as all three councils first and have a discussion on this also. They thought it was a good idea also, but they said they just find it hard to get all of us together. I said, if you give us a date in the future that we can actually book something, like giving us something, because everything fills up so quickly. They gave us different things, so different fundraisers to have, different things that we would like to, for them to work on for our area too. That was different, because they said how every area is so different. Like St. Andrews has more of the historical buildings in it. We don't. We have maybe the church to, but, whether we all decide to get together with everybody, I don't know, I think that would be a group decision here.
It's hard enough getting together with them on any topic.
Yeah, well, should be a few topics that we could, there's, I know,
In one
one's
meeting,
close to your, yeah. If we can have a meeting with everybody and, like, bring up a few of these topics and, because I'm sure we're having all the exact same meetings together too, that, anyways. Meeting me every day. That's it.
That's all you have?
Yes.
Okay, your turn, Rob.
Yeah, and on Sanders' note, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you know how hard it is sometimes to even just garner a meeting with Selkirk, like we always wanted to just chinwag some things. Maybe when we're at the State of the Union at Gathers, we can just tell Selkirk Council that, why don't we just sit here for 20 minutes after and just talk amongst ourselves of what's going on between us? Because we're there anyway.
Right,
It's
right.
not like we're trying to set a meeting if we're there, just stick around for 20 minutes and
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, I guess if we wanted to do something like that, we could do it, a couple of different places, but we'd have to let them know ahead of
No,
time
for sure,
too, that
yeah.
we want to hang around a little bit
Yeah.
longer and discuss a couple of things with them, so
Okay.
there seems that everybody's always in a hurry, so.
I guess what sort of throws me off is Red River North Tourism, again, separate meetings.
Yeah.
The bridge, separate meetings. Like, why doesn't anybody wanna get us all together, like, you know?
Yeah.
To me, we work stronger and better as a region and as a team together, so.
Okay, and Rob, it's your turn for your committee
Yeah, all I
report.
have, Madam Chair, is the COW meeting on the 17th, and that is it.
And mine, February 10th, I had the regular, well, we were all here for a regular council meeting. February the 12th, I had the Lord Salton School Division. It was meet and greet with the administration and the board. And the information that I received at that meeting was handed into the office for information. And I guess the long and short of it was, I guess the school is very concerned with the pool. Because the pool is going to need some major renovations in the next few years. So there was some information in what I had provided. And it was really just a meet and greet, and they had a little bit of a presentation, and there was a handout, like I say, that I left here. Because I know most of the people that were there, and we all know each other, there was a bit of interaction, but not a whole heck of a lot, so. But I know that it's gonna be coming forward, regarding the pool, because there are numerous people, children, adults that come to the pool for lessons and different things like that, and it is going to be needing some interaction, but not a
Tender
whole
loving
heck
care
of
in
a
the next
lot,
few
so.
years.
But I know that it's gonna
Go
be
ahead,
coming
Scott, and then
forward,
Rob.
regarding the pool,
Well-
because there are numerous,
I don't know, I guess the question
People,
becomes
children.
is, if they're doing asset management, they know this is coming. And they should be planning for anything that needs to be fixed.
Rob.
I'm only assuming that they were subtly suggesting to you that at some point there may be a request for funding. My concern is, well, first off, that's in Selkirk. We're in St. Clements, we have a river dividing us. I don't remember the last time I went to the school board or anybody in Selkirk to ask for money to assist in any kind of thing that we have here in St. Clements. No, we don't have a pool, so I can't say it's the same. But if they're gonna be requesting money, I am not gonna be in favor of that.
Well, I think there's more to it, and I'm not saying, whether I'm supporting it or not supporting it, but I guess our kids that go to school there are swimming lessons that a lot of kids from our side of the river go for swimming lessons and various other things that are going on there, so I think if we could get some of that information that was provided and just forward it, maybe have it on the next agenda, so we have a little bit more on that, so. And then, on the 17th, we were all here for our committee of the whole, then the 18th, I had a John Q Finance meeting in preparation for our regular meeting, I think it's next week. February the 18th, we had our regular meeting at RRPD. And the 19th, I had a WMR CPR meeting, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. And as Sandra reported, the 20th, we had the Red River North Tourism meeting, and she did a pretty good report on that one, so. I'm still not sure exactly what they're looking for from us, like I had a little bit of a tough time because I'm not as involved. But I think they're wanting to up their profile and they wanna do more with all the municipalities, and they seem to be talking a lot about heritage, and of course, St. Andrews with the rectory is getting a fair amount of money from grants and things like that to upgrade the rectory and do different things there, and unfortunately, we don't have anything like that where we can try and get some additional funding, so. And then earlier today, I had our PD special meeting, so, and that's all I have. So I guess, Mr. Administrator, it's your kick at the cat.
Thank you. As discussed in January, that I would be doing two written CAO reports, and this one is covering the end of the month CAO, and I did one at the last meeting for the January CAO. So I'll start off with some of the basic information. So first, that we've been providing on a regular update, which is the Commence Activity Center. We're working with the contractor and Red River Planning, and we should be achieving final occupancy permit approval very shortly, which means that the occupancy permit's been given so that the building is functional and is able to be occupied. That doesn't mean that all the seasonal work is complete or some outstanding deficiencies have still need to be addressed. That'll happen throughout this time, but that means we have full occupancy. We are also working with consultants to submit the reports to the province and the federal government in regards to the meeting the green buildings as opposed to the LEED standard for those, buildings and designation, and that once that has been approved, then we've met all our requirements for the federal government as well as for the municipal government, our provincial government, and we should be able to then plan for a grand opening as soon as possible. And I'll keep you apprised as things go along. The next is I'm very proud to talk about a very recent information that just came to light, which the Arm St. Clement's East Sulphur Water Treatment Plant participated in a voluntary water sampling program to test for polyfluoroalkyl substances, which is PFAS. And what they are is what they're usually called as the forever chemicals. And these are they don't break down in the environment, and there's been lots of concerns about them. And as a matter of fact, even from our own residents have brought this up. They are man-made compounds, and they're like non-stick coatings, water and stain repellent coatings, soaps, certain types, and firefighting foam, those kinds, widely used since the 40s. And they don't break down and are persistent once released in the environment. Exposure to PFAS can cause negative human health effects, so they are becoming more and more important. On the 12th, samples were collected and for both the raw and treated water and analyzed by the Bureau Veritas lab for over 40 specific PFAS, and the results were exceptionally positive from our groundwater source. All individual substances and the total PFAS, some were measured well below the laboratory's detection limits in both samples. This means no detectable PFAS contamination was found in any of our water, placing the community's water well below Health Canada's precautionary drinking water objective of 30 parts per trillion, which is rigorous quality control checks have confirmed the results are accurate and reliable, providing assurance that the East Selkirk Water Treatment Plant water supply remains clean, safe from these substances.
That should be on our website somewhere.
Exactly.
Are you aware you're
That's right.
drinking water, and then that paragraph.
Thank you, Councillor. That's exactly what I wanted to do, was share with Council today, and then look at publishing this on our website, along with the technical report that was provided. It's been provided for you if you need to, and anybody that's interested in getting the details. But this is incredible news, and I want to commend our manager of water and waste for taking the initiative to do this on our own, or along with the Director of Public Works. So, the other is the new landfill site continues to be on schedule, as the revised schedule. And the asset retirement obligation report will be now included in the landfill management program that is being developed with our engineering consultants. We have also initiated work with those same consultants on a separate plan to address the AROs for our not only the Lipo landfill, but our current transfer stations and any other landfills that we have within the within our municipality that may have been closed in the past, so that we meet all our ARO obligations according to the audit. And number 4, we are moving forward to publishing the 2025 year in review through the Selkirk Record and utilizing another medium for keeping our whole community informed. An article will be in the paper this coming week, from my understanding. The Arms Council has always prioritized keeping residents connected and invested in tools like our website, social media, newsletters, and the St. Clements Connect platform, and even various AI videos and podcasts. There is always an opportunity to identify what a lot is happening in St. Clements, and we want every resident to know about it. The Selkirk Record will allow us to reach everyone in our community and stay informed. My understanding is that Selkirk Record is delivered to every member in our community, right from the south end of our community all the way to the north.
A lot of it is delivered in mailboxes, some of it is delivered at sites where you grab your own, right? Concept center.
I don't think it's in mailboxes anymore.
It's just,
No, it's in you gotta
It's just in
grab it out
the,
of
yeah, like the paper box.
it's in our
Oh,
mailboxes,
is
but
it
in the
still?
south, I think you guys got
It's
it.
quit up in the other area that it wasn't.
It's in ours.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Is it in yours, David?
Yeah, we got the post office there in every box.
And we'll be looking at printing some extra. And what we're looking at is having our year in review as a folded document, and I'll discuss that more with you later. And it'll be in the middle of the paper. A summary of the activities for the month of January is the next item. We're finished with that. Sorry, just went to the next item. Is the emergency response and bylaws. So emergency response now for January, where Narrow had 3 calls, East Beach is 8, and East Selkirk Fire Department had 12. And as you can see, the breakdown of the various fires, there was one structure fire, and as I recall, it was in, I think that structure fire, the one in East Selkirk, was it, or the one in, where we had no lives lost?
I would have to check, this is January.
Yeah, I think there was a structure fire, it might have been in February, I'm not sure, but we did have one structure fire that I think the paper is going to be talking about.
Yes.
Is
Which
that
was,
the Colony, that they?
No, the fire defect is referencing was on St. Peter's Road last week. There was a chicken coop,
and no lives were lost.
no chicken.
No bit late.
Every
This one I
life
don't
was
recall.
recovered, was saved.
no wings.
So no wings for the, for the Grey Cup. Or the
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, sorry, thank you. So animal control, we had 5 complaints, dogs at large 4, dog biting 1. And attached with this is also the January service request reports by type of request for protective service, public works, water and waste, and recreation. I'll go over those very quickly. So January service request for protective services, what we had for January were a total of 11 requests, 5 other animal control, birding, and illegal snow piles. Similar way that we're beginning to report for the others, and we didn't have any for recreation. And for public works, we had several of them. As you can see, lots for sanding. I'm still getting some miscellaneous questions. I've said that we're going to be looking at refining and making, having less and less of those, so that we can make sure that we understand what all these requests are. Windrow removal, we're in the top 3, along with service or missed road clearing. And as you can see, where we get into upgrading, some of the other ones are like one complaint, but this is the month of January. And so the next is for the water and waste. And for the water and waste, of course, one thing we're going to be monitoring is, of course, missed pickup. How many happened in January, because that was our, still the previous month. As I recall, we went live in February. And so it'll be good to compare what we were already encountering in January to what we're encountering in February, based on the change, and then monitor the change.
Mine's one of those.
Oh, you were missed?
In January?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so January, there always tends to be a lot of mix up because of, related with the, holiday schedules. And, people find that certain days we don't pick up because if it's, Christmas Day or Boxing Day. So that's the information we have related to water and waste. And so, Madam Mayor, that's the end of my presentation.
Okay, thank you for that. Heather, do you have anything that you want to share with us this afternoon? Okay, I see Tyler is joining us again. Do you have something more you wanted to share with us?
I have Tyler here for in-camera.
Okay. All right, so you know what, let's go in camera and then we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll go from there.
So resolve council recess the regular meeting, go into in-camera to discuss legal and personnel issues, and further be it resolved that all matters discussed are to remain confidential as per section 83(1)(d) of the municipal act.
Can I have a mover? Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Strang seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call a question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Okay, Madam Mayor, I will read the resolution and then we can open the doors. So resolved that as per section 152(4) of the municipal act, Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements does now resume sitting a regular meeting.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Spicer seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. I don't know, I just don't. So, I guess so. I guess you're right there.
Better you will charge. Personal story and get what
I
you
just,
want to take the risk, he said.
I'm not happy.
I gotta sign it too.
Yeah, you do. I'm good, thanks.
For sure. You see, I'll sit beside him. I'll sit over here. What's up here? No, I know you're good, you're good.
Yeah, that's good. Entertainment.
I think you're still more than.
Yeah, just lift it.
I know we can do that, Harley.
I know it's hard to, it is really hard, but I'm gonna try.
Okay, we are gonna get started in a minute here, but just so everybody knows, this meeting is being recorded. So anything that is said in here will be on our website. And with that, we have one resolution coming out of camera that we do have to deal with, and then we'll move into our planning items.
So whereas the Winnipeg Metropolitan Region / Capital Planning Region is governed by the Planning Act of Manitoba as amended in 2025 by Bill 4 Planning, the Planning Amendment Act of 2025, which makes membership voluntary. And whereas the transitional provisions of the act allow municipalities to withdraw from the Capital Planning Region by council resolution submitted to the minister prior to the October 28, 2026 municipal general election, after which future withdrawals are limited to the statutory 180-day window tied to the regional plan review cycle. And whereas council has not yet had the opportunity to review the final regional plan, including the financial land use servicing and governance implications. And whereas council supports the principle of voluntary regional collaboration, but also recognizes its responsibility to preserve local planning authority, fiscal sustainability, and democratic accountability to residents. Therefore, be it resolved that, one, the Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Clements hereby resolves pursuant to the Planning Act as amended to request withdrawal from the membership of the Capital Planning Region prior to the October 28, 2026 municipal general election. Two, that the Chief Administrative Officer be directed to immediately forward this resolution to the Minister of Municipal and Northern Relations with a request that the province enact the necessary regulations to remove the Arm of St. Clements from the membership of the Capital Planning Region as soon as practicable. And three, council affirms that the decision is made in recognition of the province's confirmation that the established legislative timelines will remain in place and in order to preserve flexibility and full decision-making authority for the incoming council following the October 28th, 2026 municipal general election. And four, council further affirms the continued commitment to constructive intermunicipal cooperation and regional dialogue on matters of shared infrastructure, transportation, economic development, and land use, independent of formal capital planning region membership.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Belanger, Councillor Sutherland seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay. It is a couple of minutes before 6 and we'll start our planning at 6 o'clock. If there's anybody sitting in the council chamber that wishes to speak this evening and is not one of the applicants, can you please sign in at the table outside? I think I have a couple here, but in case anybody has missed, I will give you the opportunity to go sign in now. Pardon me? Yeah, she will right away. With the first one, I suppose. So we're gonna do conditional use first.
And then
Right, but these goes up, so we need to do the conditional use first. Approve it, vote on it, and then move into the remission, and we're gonna do that.
reading them both together.
So do we have to open it up twice? Or just- Okay, so you'll need a copy of that too. Okay, it is 6 o'clock and I'm going to call the meeting to order. Council has been here since earlier this afternoon and we've done our general municipal business and now we're going to do all our planning items for this evening. So the first item we have, first of all, I'm going to ask Kayla to please go over the rules, if you want to call them that, for this evening's meeting. So Kayla, if you wouldn't mind.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Council wishes to thank you for taking an interest in what is happening in your municipality by attending this evening. The purpose of these public hearings is to receive representation from the applicant, as well as any persons who also wish to make representation on what is being proposed. We will hear first from the applicant and then from those present who wish to make representation. This will start with anyone who would like to speak in favor of the proposal, followed by those who are opposed or object to the proposal. At your opportunity to speak, please come to the podium and begin by stating your full name and address for the record. Anyone speaking must address the chair of the meeting. If they have questions that they think the applicant should answer, they should raise them in their presentation to the chair. At the end of all the presentations, the applicant will have the opportunity to respond to any questions or concerns that are raised. Please note, members of council may ask for clarification from persons speaking on any fact or issue, but will not enter into a debate. And finally, once a decision has been made about the application you are in attendance for, you are free to leave the meeting. However, you are more than welcome to remain and observe the discussion of other applications if you so wish. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Kayla. Okay, so the first item we have on the agenda for this evening is a combined public hearing for a conditional use and a variation. And if I can ask for the resolution to move into those boards, please.
Resolved that the regular meeting be adjourned and the public hearing be open for conditional use 2 of 2026 and a variation order 11 of 2026.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Strang, Councillor Spicer seconds. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, so I will turn it over to the planner to walk us through this one, please.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor. So we start with the conditional use application CU2 2026, located on 17157 St. Peters Road. And the purpose of that application is to place a garden suite on the property. As per zoning law of St. Clements in 840 agricultural limited zone, garden suites are conditional, hence the conditional use. Here we can see the air location map of the subject property and some site plan from the applicant indicating the place of the future garden suite. And conditional use, conditions of approval. Should council wish to approve this application, the RPD recommends the following conditions. This conditional use is limited to what is being presented. Any further changes, replacements, or additions will require a conditional use approval. Applicant owner obtains all required permits from us and municipality if required. And applicant owner to pay any outstanding taxes, fines, or fees to our item of St. Clements. And applicant owner to not use the garden suite for the rental purposes. Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's it that I have here.
Thank you for that. Any questions from members of council to the planner?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Councillor
I'm
Sutherland.
just trying to read here, I'm not sure if it's the one, is this the one where it's gonna be a cement structure like or a basement, or is it the other one? I was trying to find it here. So this
I think, Councillor, that's 2 separate applications of the same application. Right now, it's a conditional use for the
For the existence.
for the existence to have a garden suite, and the second part is a variance to allow for
I'm sorry, I
permanent
gotta have
foundation.
myself, but that's the same.
Same one.
Okay,
Yeah, that's why they combine.
thank you.
Okay, any other questions for the planner for members of council? Okay, and I do believe that the applicant is in the audience. Do you have anything that you want to add to your application? Just come to the podium, please, and state your name for the record, please.
My name is Alex Wilkie, and this is my wife, Kelsey.
An address, please.
Currently, we're at 602 Christie Ave in Selkirk. But my parents have lived here for the last 25 years, if not, it's been more. So the only thing I would add to this is that we do want to use this kind of like a future planning type of thing. My parents right now, my mom has stage 4 terminal bone cancer, and it's in her hip, so there may be a situation where the few stairs that they have in their current house might not be good. That being said, we also want to be on the property, be able to take care of them and be there, but also we do have plans to expand this and keeping with the farm mentality of planting much more fruit trees, nut trees, berry bushes, that kind of stuff. We want to keep it a farmland. We like the farmland side. We find that a lot of people who come and move to this area, as there have been a lot of growth, also appreciate the natural part of it, especially within these zonings. And it so happens that the Trans-Canada hiking trail runs through the back. So we want to be able to link in with that. So as people come in, they can come and visit the property and walk around. The reason it is placed where it is, which, you know, let's face it, hell of a walk to get to the front yard or to the roadway there, is because we do want to be planting things on either side of the property so that we can easily access it. And during the time where we could actually move in my parents into the property, then they can be around all that awesome nature. So, yeah.
Okay, any questions from council to the applicants? Okay, I'm not seeing any hands being raised, so if I need to, I will call you back up. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And Karen and Chris Wilkie, do you have anything that you want to add to the application?
No. No, not really. As he said, you know, with time, as I progress and this disease takes me, we'll do the swap. I will move into that garden suite permanently, and then when they have children, they'll move into the big house. So, but for right now, you know, their plan is to put a beautiful, you know, use the farmland that it's good for, it's, you know, for fruits and vegetables and things like that. But other than that, no, we have no issue with this at all. You know, I will need somebody to take care of us, or me, further down the line. So, yeah, that's all I have, really.
Okay, any questions from members of council? Go ahead, Councillor Boulanger.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I believe this application to be really sincere and true. And you know what? It's a growing phenomenon across this nation that having the ability for your aging parents to age in place, I think, is so important. And I can tell you that this municipality has been really sincere and positive in trying to allow this to happen for our ratepayers. It's important, and you know what? It's also trying to be good stewards for the land, and I believe that's what they are doing as well, especially trying to establish a garden market eventually in the future. I think it's being good stewards of the land, so I'll just want to make a comment that I'll be supporting this application.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, I have one more name on my list here, H11. Did you have anything that you wanted to say, Harvey?
No, I'm only in support.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I know that there's a few more people in here, and I'm just wondering if there's anybody in the audience who hasn't signed in that wishes to speak on this application. Okay, I am not seeing any hands be raised, so if we want to move on, go on to the variation, which we started from the beginning, so I'm going to turn it over to the planner again to walk us through the variation order.
For sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor. So we have here a variance application, VO 11/2026, located at the same property. And the purpose of that variance is to place a garden suite on the property with a permanent foundation on it. As per zoning bylaw of San Clemente, it's 840 agricultural land garden suite foundation supposed to be turned temporarily, and they asking for a permanent, hence the variance. Same area location map. And same site plan from the applicant and conditions of approval. Should council wish to approve this application, the RPD recommends the following conditions. This conditional use, that's variance, is limited to what has been presented. Any other changes will require a new variance approval. Applicant obtains all required permits from Red River Area Planning and municipality if required. Applicant order to pay any outstanding taxes, fines and fees, and applicant order to use the garden suite only for the rental, not use the garden suite, sorry, for the rental purposes. And applicant order to apply for a lot grade permit with RM of San Clements. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that, Madam Planner. Have any questions to the planner from council? Go ahead, Councillor Sutherland.
Yeah, I guess I got a little ahead of myself, but I'm just curious, is this a cement pad? That's not a
Yeah.
basement, just a.
No,
a
It's a cement pad, yeah.
Okay, that's all I was
Yeah.
wanting to ask. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions on this one from members of council? And again, I will ask if there's anybody in the audience who wishes to speak on this application. Does the applicant have anything that they want to add to this part of their application? Okay. Okay, so if council is ready to deal with it, I will ask for a resolution to close the public hearings and we can deal with the resolution, please.
Resolved that the public hearing for conditional use two of 2026 and variation order 11 of 2026 be closed and the regular session of council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Strang, Councillor Spicer seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call a question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. And if we can have a resolution to bring this one forward, please.
Madam Mayor, so whereas the applicant owner of tax roll number 412400, a property legally described as RL 230 PE-5495 located at 78-157 St. Peters Road, has made application for conditional use 2 of 2026 in order to place a garden suite on the property in an A40 agricultural limited zone. Therefore, be it resolved, conditional use application number 2 of 2026 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the conditional use is limited to what has been presented in this application. Any further changes, replacements, or additions would require a new approval. 2, applicant order obtains all required permits from the Red River Planning District and the municipality if required. And 3, the applicant order to pay any outstanding taxes, fines, or fees to the Arm of St. Clements. 4, applicant owner to not use the garden suite for rental purposes. And approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months of the date of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Horvath seconds. Any further discussion on the conditional use? Go ahead, Councillor Strang.
Madam Mayor, I have a question. Do they have to do a drainage plan also?
They might need the drainage plan.
I don't know.
That'll be
Is that- I'm
determined
just asking.
afterwards, yes.
Oh, is that for afterwards? That would be something. Thank you.
Okay, I have a mover and a seconder. If there are no further questions, I'm going to call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. And we will move on to the variation order.
So whereas applicant order of tax roll number 412400 legally described as RL 230-BE-5495 and located at 78-157 St. Peters Road has made application for variation order number 11 of 2026 from foundation pad and post to foundation permanent. Purpose to place a garden suite on the property with permanent foundation in order to allow for a family member to live on the subject property. Therefore be it resolved, variation order 11 of 2026 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the variance is limited to what has been presented in this application. Any further changes, replacement, or additions would require a new approval. 2, applicant owner obtains all required permits from the Red River Planning District and the municipality, if required. And 3, the applicant order to pay for any outstanding taxes, fines, or fees to the Arm of St. Clements. 4, applicant order to not use the garden suite for rental purposes. 5, applicant order to apply for lot grade permit with the Arm of St. Clements. Approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months of date of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horvath, Councillor Sutherland seconds. Any further discussion on this application? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, so we will move on to variation orders. And the first one we have is variation order number 9 of 2026.
So resolved that the regular meeting of the adjourned and public hearing will be open for variation order 9 of 2026.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Strang, second, please. Counselor Sutherland, all in favor? Opposed? Carried.
So you're approved, you could stay or you can leave. I noticed you were asking each other questions.
It would be rude.
You saw that.
It might be rude. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to the planner to walk us through the, yeah,
Excuse me, did you wanna come out the back again?
go around the hallway.
This way here?
Yeah, I'll go down.
Okay, thank you. We'll wait for Councilor Burgess to get back. See at the back door? Right, okay. All right, so we are at variation order number 9 of 2026, and I'm going to turn it over to the planner to walk us through that one, please.
Sure, thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, so this is a variance application BO 9/2026, located on 604 Spruce Drive, and purpose of that application is to increase the square footage of an accessory building in order to allow for 655 accessory buildings to be constructed on the subject property. As per zoning law of San Clemente in RA suburban residential zone, each accessory structure is supposed to be 1,200 square feet maximum as a combined area for the square footage, and they're requiring 2,100 square feet maximum for that combined area. So here we can see a location map of the subject property and some site plan from the applicant here with a proposed garage shop on it and conditions of approval. Should council wish to approve this application, the RPD recommends the following conditions. This variance is limited to what is being presented. Any other changes will require a new variance approval. Applicant obtains all required permits from us and municipality if required. Applicant order to pay any outstanding taxes, fees, or fines to RM of San Clemente. Also, applicant order to use the accessory building for the personal storage only. And applicant order to not use the accessory building for the habitable space. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that. Any questions from council to the planner? Okay, I believe the applicant is in the audience. Do you have anything you want to add to your application at this point? Please do. Thank you.
Yeah, so basically the whole reason we like to build this shop is so I have a place to work on my personal stuff, my truck, my side-by-side, my snowmobile, my boat. Right now we have really no storage. So all my stuff is at my parents' house and I haven't been able to bring it home in 3 years because I refuse to make my yard look like a junkyard. But with this, I'd be able to keep everything tidy inside in a heated garage and have a lot of room to just do what I want on my property.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Questions from council to the applicant? Anything? No, nobody is raising their hand, so you're okay. I do have 3 names on my list here, but they all say for information, but I am going to ask if they wish to comment. G. Saluk. No, you're good? Okay. Dean Pruden. Did you have something you wanted to add,
No,
Dean?
he answered it, I was just wanting to make sure it wasn't for like personal mechanic shop and have a bunch of cars in the yard.
Okay.
Personal storage.
Okay. And Rod Knish.
Is this gonna be like a Quonset type
Do
building?
you
or-
want to come forward, please?
I just wanted to know if it was like 16-foot walls type of thing, where gonna have the same scenario like we went through with Gorman? Is it gonna be a shop of that size, cause it's 55 feet long in a residential area, so I'd like to know the height of the walls and if it's like a Quonset or an actual, gonna be a nice looking building in the area.
We submitted,
Just,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, we'll
Any
get
further
to you.
questions?
Anything else?
That's it,
Greg?
just that, yeah, just,
Or Rod, I should say. If you wanna come forward and just explain what you're planning to, what sort of a building you're planning to put
Yeah,
on
we
there.
submitted this picture right here, I can show it to you if you like. This is what it's gonna look like, 14-foot walls, all tin siding, one door. It's gonna be very clean looking, very nice, it will not look like the guy's garage behind my house, trust me. It's gonna look clean, I promise I'll keep the part spotless, that's the whole reason behind it.
yeah, it's just, it's a big shop and it's in a residential area, so.
I understand, it's gonna be full pretty quick. Lots of stuff in my parents' house that I would like to bring home.
I'm not sure. Valentina, can you let us know how many acres this parcel is? I have a question here from one of the counselors.
Let's go down, write stuff there around, see. Just go down. It's almost
2 acres.
2?
Yeah.
What it says in the
2
plan.
acres.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have any other names, but again, I'm going to ask if there's anybody in the audience who didn't sign in and wishes to speak on this application. Now would be the time to come forward. I'm not seeing any hands being raised, and if council is ready to deal with it, I will ask for a resolution to close the variation board, and we'll see if we can move this one forward.
Resolved that the public hearing for variation order 9 of 2026 be closed and the regular session of council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horbis, second. Councillor Strang, further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And if we can have the resolution for the variation, please.
Whereas the applicant owner of tax roll number 455 legally described as Lot 5, Plan 13052 and located at 604 Spruce Drive has made application for variation order number 9 of 2026 from combined floor area of accessory structure 1,200 square feet maximum to combined floor area accessory structure 2,100 square feet. Purpose to increase the square footage of an accessory building in order to allow for a 36 by 55 accessory building to be constructed on the subject property. Therefore, be it resolved, variation order 9 of 2026 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the variance is limited to what has been presented in this application. Any further changes, replacements, or additions will require new variance approval. 2, applicant owner obtains all required permits from Red River Planning District and the municipality if required. 3, the applicant owner to pay all outstanding taxes, fees, or fines to the Army St. Clements. 4, applicant owner to use accessory buildings for personal storage only. And 5, applicant owner to not use the accessory building for habitable space. And then approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months from the date of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger moves, Councillor Strang seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, so moving on, the next one we have on our agendas this evening is variation order number 12 of 2026. And if we could move into variation board again, please.
Resolved that the public hearing for variation order 12 of 2026 be closed and the regular session of council be reconvened. It's not opening. Yeah, sure.
That's because it's the wrong resolution. Regular versus Resolve the regular meeting be adjourned and the public hearing be open for variation 12/2026.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Horbis, second, Counselor Sutherland. Any further discussion?
There's nothing there.
Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All those in favor, opposed, carried. And if you could walk us through this one, please.
For sure. So that's a variance application 12/2026. Located on 7568 Henderson Highway, and the purpose of that application is to reduce the side yard and the front yard setback, along with the projections in order to allow for a single family dwelling to be constructed on the subject property. As per zoning law of San Clemente, RR. In our rural residential zone, the side yard minimum is supposed to be 15 feet, and they require asking. And the applicant asking for 7 from the north property line, and front yard supposed to be a 15 minimum, and they're asking for 25. If projections supposed to be 3 feet maximum for the principal window, and they asking for the if projections of 10, and front yard if projection for 27. Here we can see the subject property, a location map, as well as a site plan from the applicant. Sorry for the quality of that image. This is the best. Somehow looks better on my screen here. Right there. So conditions of approval. Should council wish to approve this application, the RPD recommends the following conditions. This variance is limited to what is being presented. Any other changes, additions, or replacements will require a new variance approval. Applicant owner obtains all required permits from us and municipality if required. Applicant owner to pay any outstanding taxes, fees, or fines to RM. Applicant owner prepared drainage plan showing a swell along the north property line. Drainage plan to be submitted to municipality for the review and acceptance as per current service and standards. Applicant owner obtained a lot grade permit from the municipality for the proposed dwelling, and applicant owner to receive a permit from Ontario Transportation and Infrastructure to construct a single family dwelling within the highway control zone. Applicant owner to obtain from the hydrological forecasting and water management department and Ontario Transportation and Infrastructure the flood protection level for the property area, for the property area. Pin for the mayor, let's say it's here.
Okay, any questions for the planner on this application? Okay, if not, the applicant, I believe, is in the audience. Troy Future, did you want to come forward and give us your reasoning?
Well, for starters, the house is gonna be in the same location, but flipped. For starters,
How do you mean same location?
like where this house is 7 feet off, still gonna be 7 feet off.
Okay,
But the garage, instead of on the north side, is gonna be on the south side, so the house is gonna flip.
okay, okay,
So now the driveway won't be beside the other driveway, 7 feet off, say, right?
right,
The driveway will be more,
okay.
for starters.
So, can we still proceed if that has changed?
Should be able to, because you're still asking for 7 feet, right?
Right,
Yeah, it's on the
exactly.
numbers are the same.
Yes,
Yes.
but it's on the
It doesn't matter.
south rather than the
It's just the
north.
driveway's gonna be
Right,
on the other side.
Yeah, we're not really approving the design of the house. we're
Yeah.
approving just the
Okay.
variance.
the variance, okay,
That
any
would be a
questions?
mistake.
Anything else that you wanted to share with us, Troy?
No, that would be it then.
Okay, questions, Councillor Belanger?
Just a quick question, it's just, you're 7 feet on one side, you're 17 on the other. Is there no reason why you would just move it over more towards the 17-foot side, or, like, I'm just wondering, like,
Well, the owner wants it so that he can drive Something if he needs to get into the backyard.
Yeah. Okay.
That's his reason why.
Okay, Counselor Strang, did you have a question?
I was gonna ask the same
Okay.
question, and I do have, what's the width of this property also?
63.
Yeah, it looks as if.
For now.
About the same width there.
Cause there's two pieces of property we're probably gonna purchase. As you can see right beside that yard, there's a 3-foot lot, and then beside that 3-foot lot is another 3-foot lot.
It's very hard to see on the map that we have up on
You're
the
right,
screen.
it would be, yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
there
I
is two
looked at,
properties and they're
right.
not building properties.
right, there's two very narrow strips of property that run from
Yes.
Henderson Highway to the river.
I can see it.
I thought perhaps it was a drainage
What's that?
ditch,
I think that's for drainage purposes.
drainage.
You guys tell us, it's your property or not ours.
But that's my question. I don't think it.
No, because
has been
we were
approached.
told we have to put on the north side a drainage, which is on the
My
other side.
question is that there's a drainage plan there. I don't think you've approached the RM or anyone at the RM to buy that property. That's
At
drainage.
the time, you mean?
That you said that in the future, you're looking at acquiring those
That
three
piece of
pieces,
property,
that
yes.
piece of property, but I don't think the RM is looking at selling it.
It's not the RMs. I know the two people
Yeah.
that own those properties.
Yes, so that's correct. Those lands are not the RMs.
No.
They're attached to river lots on the other side of Henderson Highway, and they're privately owned. They do look much like a drain, I'll give council that much, or if you were looking at it, but they are privately owned lands. I mean, you know, it could be looked as drainage, we know everything runs to the river from there, so, I mean, but yeah, no, they're privately owned pieces of property that attach to
Okay,
river lots.
so we don't know if they're being used for drainage purposes.
No, we don't.
Okay, so then when you acquire it, you'll acquire it.
Okay, I just wanna, for clarification, Troy, you said on the north side of the property, how many feet are you gonna have now if you flip your driveway to the other side?
It's still the same,
Okay,
won't change.
okay, that part won't change.
No.
The design of the house.
Yeah, the design of the house.
Right.
Okay, any other questions for the applicant?
I just wanna ask
Sure.
if there will be any changes and we will get a site plan or floor plans that will be changed with different numbers that will require new variance, so we're good now with those numbers that we applied with, so.
Yeah, so the variance is specifically the placement of the building that close to the property line.
Mhm.
And that's it. The rest is a building permit and that'll be addressed
Exactly.
as part of the building
Like
permit.
in that volume, in that specific place,
Yeah.
you know, you can flip it. I don't know, you want to see
Yes.
people saying distances from the property lines, doesn't matter.
There also is side yard projections for the eaves as well.
Yeah.
That are variants for the eve, for the side yard and front door.
Okay, I think that's all we need from yourself for right at the moment, thank you. Is there anybody else in the audience who wishes to speak, for this application? If you wanna come forward, please, and state your name.
I'm opposed.
Oh, I asked for
Oh,
if you
for.
were for, yes, anybody who is supporting this application. You probably will come up anyways, cause I don't see anybody else getting up, so, I do have another name on here, Deanna Henderson, is that yourself? Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
That's all right, jump in the gun there. I'm Deanna Henderson, I live at 7576 Henderson, which is the property north of this proposed property. So our property is equally narrow, you can see it there, you can see the house there. We have very limited access on our north side, because we believe at some time there was a variance put in place, so we really can't access the backyard from our house from the north. So if we have limited access now on the south side of our house, that may potentially cause issues as our sewage tanks and everything are at the back. There is also a large tree that is pretty much on the property line that would have to be removed, which we worry because it's such an old big tree that it's really helping keep our bank stabilized, so we don't want to see that tree being moved if possible. Again, limiting backyard access. The tree, we're concerned about the snow and water drainage. Right now, we have it, where is our snow gonna go? We have very limited place to put it. Again, we talked to our insurance company because we're so close already to the house on the north side. If we had another house so close on the south, is that gonna be a fire protection issue? And just that visually would be blocking our property because we're set back the proper amount. And if a house was built 25 more feet up front, that would kind of make our property feel very blocked in, very set back. I did have some questions about the proposal. The first was that we'd like to see a legal survey done, so we know exactly where the lines for the property are. Right now, as far as we know, it's just been based on GIS. And I know you mentioned the river lot access. I believe that's the reason why they wanted to push the house so close to us. But I said, we were thinking if those variances can be dealt with before the house is bought or built, or change the size of the house. It is a very narrow lot, so the size of the house should be taken into consideration for that. My other question was, where would the highway access point be? And I think you kind of addressed that with flipping the house. And then I was unsure what those proposed projection changes would be, because there are significant changes from 3 feet to 10 feet on the side, for example. What would that look like? Again, with limiting our access to the background.
Okay, any questions to the presenter from council? Do you want to put your quick share back up, or? Because there's a picture. I guess I do have a couple of questions. On your property, is your house about halfway to the river, or what is this white spot right in the front of your property at the?
That's a cement driveway.
Okay, and your house is at the back there, about halfway to the river?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess my question, because I wasn't sure what that was, and I wondered why you were so close to the property line, and yet your neighbor, you want him pushed back when you are almost right on the property line.
I know, and originally, we believe it's because his property and our property were one at one time. It was one family that owned both. So they built two houses fairly close together, because there was a house there, and it's just the foundation is there now. So you can, if you go to the property, you can see where the original house was. It was a very small house right in the middle, basically, of that property.
Okay, any other questions for the presenter? No. Okay, I think we're good. Is there anybody else who is in the audience who wishes to speak on this application? Okay, if council is ready to deal with this application, I will ask to come out of the variation board so that we can deal with this application.
Resolved that the public hearing for variation order 12 of 2026 be closed and the regular session of council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horvath, second. Councillor Spicer. All those in favor, opposed, and carried. Okay, if we could have the resolution for the variation order.
Whereas the applicant order tax roll number 204400 legally described as RL 137-AD 3391 and located at 7568 Henderson Highway has made application for variation order number 12 of 2026 from side yard setback 15 feet to side yard setback 7 feet, from front yard setback 50 feet to front yard setback 25 feet, from side yard eve projection for principal 3 feet maximum to side yard eve projection principal 10 feet. From front yard eve projection for principal 3 feet to front yard eve projection to principal 27 feet. Purpose to reduce the side yard setback and front yard setback along with eve projections in order to allow for a single family dwelling to be constructed on the subject property. Therefore, be it resolved that variation order 12 of 2026 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the variance is limited to what has been presented in the application. Any further changes or placement or additions would require a new variance approval. 2, applicant order obtains all required permits from Red River Planning District and the municipality if required. 3, the applicant order to pay for any outstanding taxes fees or fines to the Order of St. Clements. 4, applicant owner prepare a drainage plan showing a swale along the north property line. Drainage plan to be submitted to the municipality for review and acceptance as per the current servicing standards. And 5, applicant owner obtain lot grade permit from the municipality for the proposed dwelling. 6, applicant owner to receive a permit from Manitoba Transportation Infrastructure to construct a single-family dwelling within the highway control zone. And 7, applicant owner to obtain the hydrologic forecasting and water management department of Manitoba Transportation Infrastructure, the flood protection level for the property areas. Approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months of date of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, second, please. Councillor Strang. Any further discussion on this variation application? Hearing is, oh, go ahead, Councillor Strang.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You said about drainage on the north side, or just none on the south side? Just on one side?
That's what it's been identified by our public works.
Just because it's close to that other home?
Yes.
Okay, so take care of that problem. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Have a mover, have a seconder. Council is ready. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay. Yes.
I just got one question here. We got drainage ditch. So with her driveway being right on the property line, her driveway, drainage ditch. That's what you guys want?
To look at, Public Works will have to look at it.
Public works.
It just almost seems better to go on the other side.
Yeah, I think Public Works probably would have to have a look at it. Go ahead, Sue.
Yeah, we can have a look at it, but, it's a very small, shallow channel.
Oh,
that-
it is then?
Or you could look at something like French drains on the side. Council will allow those types of things, so if you had your downspouts and you had a French pipe like run to the river with
Right.
some gravel over top, that'll work as well, but it's just a very small,
Oh,
narrow,
okay.
shallow.
I just didn't want.
But we're not designing today.
No, we're not.
No,
doing
no.
it.
Okay.
No, sorry, yeah.
Perfect, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Leave it to the experts.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to variation order number 14 of 2026, and if I could have a resolution to move into variation board, please.
Resolve the regular meeting be adjourned, the public hearing be open for variation of 14 of 2026.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Spicer seconds, all in favor, opposed, and that is carried. And I'll turn it over to Valentina to walk us through that one.
For sure. Thank you, Madam Mayor. So this is a variance application view 14/2026, located on 82052 St. Peters Road. And the purpose of that application is to increase the number of accessory buildings in order to allow for the garden suite to be constructed on the subject property. As per zoning bylaw of St. Clements in AR agricultural restricted zone, a maximum number of accessory buildings supposed to be 2, and they're asking for 3. And here we can see subject property allocation map, and also some site plan from the applicant with the proposed location of the garden suite 2 and the conditions of approval. Should council wish to approve this application, RFD recommends the following conditions. Those are standard, a municipality is required, and applicant not to pay any outstanding taxes, fees, or fines to Order of St. Clements. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that. Any questions from council to the planner? Okay, is the applicant in the audience this evening? If you want to just come forward, please. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Leanne Laslott, 82052 St. Peters Road. The reason why I'm here today, I was here in October and we did apply for the garden suite and got approved for that. However, we did fail to apply for the variance at the same time. We have a garden and a shed on the property, or sorry, a garage and a shed on the property already that we do require both for storage of vehicles and other items. So I am now applying for the variance for the garden suite.
As the third accessory on here.
As a third.
Or an extra
Thank
accessory.
you. And yes, yes.
Okay, any questions from council to the applicant? anything else you wanna add? No, okay, thank you. I don't have any other names on my list, but I will ask if there's anybody else in the audience who wishes to speak on this application. Okay, if council is ready, we can perhaps move this one forward. If we can close the public hearing for the variation and we can continue on.
Resolved that the public hearing for variation of 14 of 2026 be closed in the regular session and council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Strang, Councillor Sutherland seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, opposed, carried. And if I could have the resolution for this variation.
Whereas applicant owner of tax roll number 405660, legally described as Lot 2, Plan 22190, and located at 82052 St. Peter's Road, has made application for variation order number 14 of 2026 from number of accessory buildings 2 to number of accessory buildings 3. Purpose to increase the number of accessory buildings in order to allow for a garden suite to be constructed on the subject property. Therefore, be it resolved variation order 14 of 2026 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the variance is limited to what has been presented in this application. Any further changes or replacement or additions will require new variance approval. 2, applicant owner obtains all required permits from the Red River Planning District and the municipality if required. 3, applicant owner to pay any outstanding taxes, fees, or fines to the Arm of St. Clements. Approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months of the day of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, Councillor Horvath seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. Okay, so the next item we have on our agendas this evening is a combined subdivision and variation application. And to move this one forward, we will do the subdivision first. So we do not need to move into a subdivision board, so I will ask the planner to please present the subdivision.
For sure, Mayor. I have sneezed and ran away from me. It will not come in the middle. So I'll be prepared. Sorry. Okay, so this is a subdivision application S2531/28 located on 2020 Coronation Road. And the purpose of that application is to subdivide the subject land into 2 equal lots. Here we can see a subject property area location map and subdivision application map from the applicant indicating 2 lots to be subdivided as proposed 1 and 2. And as per zoning law of St. Clements, in that zone, all lots supposed to be 4 acres big and 198 feet wide. And they're asking for, asking for 2 lots to be 2.12 feet in area and 397.5 feet in width. And second one, almost the same one with the 232.33 feet width. So that's a no for the area and yes for the width, hence the variance that we will hear today afterwards. Our analysis here that the variances will be required to bring the lots into compliance as they are less than required for 4 acres. No concerns were raised from any commenting agencies. The proposal is consistent with. I'm good. So the proposal is consistent with agriculture restricted designation as an exemption with the historical lands around the Coronation Road, section 4.2.11 and 11.1. And our recommendations and conditions for the approval for that application. RFPD recommends that application be approved and subject to conditions. RFPD recommends the following conditions. Applicant Adams submits confirmation in writing from municipality stating that the taxes on the lands to be subdivided for the current year in any areas would be paid, required applicable fees to be paid, provide a digital copy of the plan, and applicant to dedicate 10% of the land for the public reserve. Applicant owner obtains the required lot size variance from the RAM2, and that's it what I have here for that subdivision. Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions from council to the planner? Hearing and seeing none, if council is ready to deal with this application, I will ask for the resolution to be brought forward, please.
There's no
Do you wanna
resolution
combine it
required at
with
this
the?
Oh, not at this
Variance?
point in time, so
We'll
you're gonna
adjourn
do
and
the,
go to the variance now.
okay, so you're gonna read a resolution then to do the variance, go into the variance board.
Correct. Resolved that the regular meeting be adjourned and the public hearing be open for variation order 128 of 2025.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Strang, second, please. Counselor Boulanger. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. So if you want to go ahead with the variation.
So a variance application view 128, a 2025, combined with the previous subdivision application on the same location, 2020 Carnation Road. And the purpose of that variance is to reduce the minimum side area for the proposed lot 1 and 2 as part of the conditions within the subdivision application that we heard before. And as per zoning law of Sacramento, the site area is supposed to be 4 acres and 190 width, and they're asking for 2.12, and the width of 232, and the second a little bit more. It's the same map for us to see at the subject location and same subdivision application map. Conditions of approval. Should council wish to approve this application, RFPD recommends the following conditions. Those are 2 standard conditions of ours, since the variance is limited to what is being presented. Any further changes will require new variance approval, and applicant owner obtains all required permits from us and municipality if required. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that. Any questions to the planner on this variation? Okay, is the applicant in the audience this evening for this variation? If you just want to come forward and.
Sure.
Thanks.
I'm Matthew Garofalo, 71090 Parkside Drive. So as like the first applicant, the motivation is family orientated. The people that are gonna be occupying the proposed lot, their parents are across the street and would like to grow up in the same area. And secondly, the property won't stick out like a sore thumb. It'll kind of blend in seamlessly. There's many 2-acre lots on the road and in the surrounding area. And lots of them have even less frontage than what we've proposed here. So it should fit in just fine, and that's it.
Okay, I'm just gonna see if council has any questions. Any questions to the presenter from council? Nope, looks like you're fine for now.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, is there anybody else in the audience who wishes to speak on this application? I don't have any other names on my list. So we can come out of the variation board if there's no further presenters or questions from council.
Resolved that the public hearing for variation order 6 of 2026 be closed and the regular session of council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Spicer, Councillor Horbis seconds, all in favor? Opposed, and that is carried. So now we're gonna do the subdivision first and then the variation. Okay, so if I could have the resolution for the subdivision, please.
Regarding subdivision application S 26-3131, proposal of Smith to subdivide subdivide special lot 8, plan 188/35, resolved that council. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, harder to go or fellow.
Oh, I went to the next one, sorry.
That's okay.
Trying to get home.
Regarding subdivision application S 25-3128, proposal of Harder and Garfalo to subdivide lot 1, plan 21/426, resolved that council approve said application subject to the following conditions. One, applicant owner submits confirmation in writing from the municipality stating that A, taxes on lands to be subdivided for the current year and any arrears, as well as any outstanding fees or fines have been paid. B, required applicable fees to be paid as per bylaw 8 of 2023. C, provide a digital copy of the plan of subdivision to the Arm of St. Clements. D, applicant owner to prepare a drainage plan to be submitted to the Arm of St. Clements for review and accepted as per the current servicing standards of the municipality. Applicant owner to provide letter of credit to the municipality if required prior to the drainage construction. Amount to be determined. E, applicant owner to dedicate 10% of the land for public reserve or cash in lieu as determined by council. Cash in lieu calculation of $204,900 at 2026 land assessment value times 10% equals $20,490. 2, applicant owner obtains the required lot size variances.
Okay, can I have a mover, please? Counselor Corbis, second, Counselor Sutherland. Any further discussion on this application? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, I think we have another combined subdivision and variance.
Sorry, Madam, we gotta do the variance.
Oh, right.
We both had a very long day.
Obviously. Okay, so we're gonna go to variance 128 of 2025.
Whereas applicant owner of tax roll number 7,005 or 70005, legally described as Lot 1, Plan 21426 and located at 2020 Coronation Road, has made application for variation order number 128 of 2025 from site area 4 acres minimum to site area proposed lot 1, 2.12 acres, proposed lot 2, 2.12 acres. Purpose to reduce the minimum site area for proposed lots 1 and 2 as part of the conditions of the subdivision application as 25-3128 in the agricultural restricted zone. Therefore, be it resolved, variation order 128 of 2025 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the variance is limited to what has been presented in this application. Any further changes, replacement, or additions that are not substantial conformance with the application would require a new approval. And 2, applicant owner obtains all required permits from the Red River Planning District and the municipality if required. And finally, approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months of date of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Boulanger, Counselor Spicer, seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Okay, moving on, and this I think is our, well, second last, I guess, planning item for this evening.
We're good.
You're good, thank you. We're doing the subdivision. Okay, so we're going to subdivision S263131, and Valentina, if you could walk us through that, please.
For sure, Madam Mayor. So we're gonna combine that subdivision with this, with a variance that will go after.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll start with that and then everything. So this is a subdivision application S263131 located on 72117 PR 212. And purpose of that application is to subdivide the subject land into one additional lot of 6 acres, 6.01 acres. So here we can see the subject property location map and subdivision application map for it to be subdivided with a residual and a proposed lot on it.
It's okay, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so as per zoning law of San Clements, in A40 zone, each lot's supposed to be 40 acres big and 300 feet wide. So they're asking for the residual lot to stay as more than 40 acres and with a 803.1 feet wide width for the lot, But the proposed lot, they're asking for 6 acres and 520.01 feet width for the lot. So that's not in compliance to the zoning, to the existing zone. Our analysis here that proposed subdivision is located within a 40 agricultural limited zone. The variance counts, the lot is less than 40 would be required for that new lot that would be proposed, and proposal adheres to the intentions of the policy 4.114.1 of the RPD development plan. So our recommendation and conditions for the approval, the RPD recommends that application be approved subject to conditions. RPD recommends the following conditions: applicant owner submits confirmation in writing from our RM of San Clemente stating that the following requirements have been met, as taxes on the land to be subdivided and paid, required applicable fees, and provide digital copy of the plan for the RM2, and applicant owner dedicate 10% of the land for the public reserve, and applicant owner obtain required lot density variances as needed. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that. Any questions from council to the plan? Okay, so now we go to the variation. Okay, can I have the resolution to move into variation board, please?
Resolved that the regular meeting be adjourned and the public hearing be open for variation order 6 of 2026.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Sutherland, second. Councillor Horbis, any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, call the question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. And I'll turn it over to Valentina to present on this one, please.
Okay. So a variance application in VO 6/2026 located at the same property, and the purpose of that application is to reduce the minimum site area of the proposed lot as a part of the conditions within the subdivision application that we heard before. As per zoning law of San Clemente, the site area in 840 zone is supposed to be 4 acres and they're proposing 6.01 acres. It's the same subject property location map and the same site that subdivision application map 2. And the conditions of approval: should council wish to approve this application, the RPD recommends the following conditions. This variance is limited to what is being presented. Any substantial changes will require a new variance approval. Applicant obtains all required permits from us and municipality if required. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you for that. Any questions to the planner? Okay, is the applicant in the audience this evening? Did you have anything you wanted to add to your application at this point in time?
No, we're just trying to keep as much in the farmland as we possibly can.
Okay. Okay, I see there are a few other people in the gallery here, so I'm just wondering if there's anybody else who wants to speak on this application. Would you come forward, please, and state your name for the record?
My name is Arnie Kowalski. I just have a question. Remaining 65 acres roughly will be there. It'll stay at Ag 4, Ag 40, I should say, with no further subdivisions. That's just so it'll stay the same, not that something is going to change.
No, nothing changes. What it is there's a special clause in the Planning Act which allows for homestead subdivision off, that you can subdivide a homestead off and leave the rest of the lands agricultural. And that's the category under which they're going. Am I correct, Madam Planner?
That's exactly what I wanted to add, and there is also another section that says that it's only, can be only one subdivision applied for that area.
So theoretically, this could not be subdivided.
Again.
65 could not be done again, whatever.
No, if that was sold to another farmer who bought the rest of that land and then put up a house, and they couldn't subdivide another homestead.
No, okay, that's what I just wanted to clarify, because I told this, and there's sort of mixed answers kind of thing, whatever.
Yes, but, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not allowed.
They're
Does
not
that
allowed.
mean that doesn't restrict them from applying?
Unless
No.
zoning changes, right?
Or zoning changes, yes.
Yeah,
That could be the
10
future.
years,
10
it
years.
could happen.
No, but like, as of right now, it's gonna go as Ag 40, 65 acre, whatever the
Remainder
are
are
there. Yeah, no, that was the only question, because like I said, it wasn't clarified by the other people. I just figured come here and you guys know the answers kind of thing. That's all I have. Thank you.
So my question was,
Could I just ask him a question? And then, you said that it wasn't clarified for you.
No, when I phoned, like,
Where did you phone? That's why as the CAO, I just wanna make sure that
like
we're.
a planning board or whatever like that, and like, they don't really have, they says, the municipality, they're doing different things or whatever like that, so it's like they're not throwing anybody under the bus, but they're not answering either kind of thing, like, you know, it's like.
No, I understand completely. I just wanna find out, did you contact the planning board or
Yes,
the municipality?
Planning board.
And did you contact the municipality as well?
No, cause I figured when we had this issue many years ago.
Yes.
And you said not to phone anybody here to come to the meeting and present this kind of thing.
That must have been a long time ago.
3 years ago. 3 years ago it was. So I just figured I'd respect what you said, cause I was phoning everybody back then, and other people were phoning too kind of thing.
Right.
And, when the meeting was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You made a point that said, it's not for anybody to answer these things, you come here, you present it, and you ask, and it's gonna be answered at the meeting kind of thing, cause not what you said to me, and then you said something different to me, here it's all new.
That's right.
Which is-
Just clarification, that's what I say, that's why I came here, just to make sure.
It's all correct. The only reason I asked is just in order to provide better customer service and citizen service, I just wanna find out if there's any ways we can improve, that's why I was.
Yeah, like I said, I phoned them and they said they're two different entities,
Yes.
but it's like you work together, but there's maybe different opinions, if you call it. or
Interpretations.
Or interpretation is probably the best word, or whatever like that. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's just a clarification from both ends kind of thing, cause they didn't know how to rule, but you guys are making the end call here anyway kind of thing, right? That's all I
Okay,
have.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, sorry.
So if I decided to give the land or sell the land to my son and he decides to build his home on that property, is that applicable?
He's allowed to build a home on that property, he just can't subdivide
Right.
on that property.
I'm not asking about
again.
subdivision, I don't wanna upset the whole neighborhood, yeah, so that was not the idea in the first place.
So the
So same
remainder, if you sell it to your son who's going to farm that land, he's allowed to put up somewhere to live on that land that he's gonna be farming.
And a shed, yeah.
And one shed.
Yeah, one shed.
More
Depends how big the shed is.
Or more sheds.
You can go with the shed.
This is a farm, yeah, you can have.
I know with this subdivision that's happening all over on 206 and 44, everybody's in and out for, so, you know, I mean, just asking the questions, you just wanna verify so that you're 100% sure, you know, when it comes to this, because it's just, there's so many rumors.
Sorry, for which part?
James Division
Yeah, that big monster that's happening on 206 and 44.
East of
So,
Pioneer Road.
you know, it's kinda like you hear a lot of it, right? It's just a lot of gossip and whatever, you don't know what's going on. Personally, I don't really care. I have my little space and I'm comfortable there.
Okay,
I'm
thank you.
just gonna add to that. I'm Ash Bukowski at 72076, and that's exactly it, Brad. We just wanted clarification. We're all for looking at.
Could have come and asked, and I would have said, no problem.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
We didn't get to see it at Christmas because we had so much going on, so
Yeah.
that's our fault. We
No
apologize.
worries, but we were just worried the same thing, like with what's happening on 44 and 206.
It's horrible.
There's
Yeah,
so many
everybody's
people
in and out
and
for
then
it.
we're like, well, can this be subdivided? Cause we had the paintball, if you recall, quite a few years ago. That was so stressful for us because my mother lives with Arnie and she was really stressed thinking, is this gonna come in? And we just thought, you know, we're gonna come in just to make sure that we're not gonna have that kind of situation again. 'Cause now she's-
We wouldn't
I
do
know you-
that.
not
We
to
wouldn't
you.
do that to you in the first place. And
Right,
the
right.
other thing is like.
It's a sell,
like-
but if you sell the land, like that's
Yeah.
what we're
Yeah.
talking
Excuse
about.
me, folks.
One of the counselors
Can we
may
just
turn
get
around and
finished our
say.
meeting here?
Yeah,
We're
right.
getting close to the end, so I
Okay.
hate to break up
Yeah,
your
it's been a long day, I know.
conversation, so.
I'm good.
Okay,
Madam
so, yes,
Chair, if I may just end, we will end, but I just wanna make a comment, cause we hear this all the time. I just wanna reiterate to folks in the audience that if they are hearing any information about any potential subdivisions in this RM, to please call the RM for the right, underlined word, right information. That's all I wanna say.
okay, thank you for that. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we're going to close the variation? Yeah. Okay, we're going to close the variation and then we'll move them forward.
Resolved that the public hearing for variation order 6 of 2026 be closed and the regular session of council be reconvened.
Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Horbis, second, please, Counselor Sutherland. All in favor, opposed, and that is carried. So now we are going to do the subdivision resolution.
Correct. So subdivision 31.
Yeah.
So regarding subdivision application S 26-3131 proposal of Smith to subdivide, special lot 8, plan 18835, resolve that council approve the said application subject to the following conditions. 1, applicant owner submits confirmation in writing from the Arm St. Clement stating that the following requirements have been met. A, taxes on the land to be subdivided for the current year and any arrears as well as any outstanding fees or fines have been paid. B, required applicable fees to be paid as per bylaw 8 of 2023. C, provide a digital copy of the plan of subdivision of the Arm St. Clements. D, applicant owner to dedicate 10% of the land for public reserve or cash in lieu as determined by council. Cash in lieu calculation 278,800 at 2026 land assessment value times 10% equals $27,880. 2, applicant owner obtain required lot density variance as needed.
Okay, thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Strang, Counselor Spicer seconds. Any further discussion on the subdivision? Hearing and seeing none, I will call a question. All those in favor, opposed, and that is carried. And we'll close this one off with a resolution for the variation order, please.
Whereas applicant owner of tax roll number 2600750 legally described as lot 8, plan 18835 and located at 72117 PR 212 has made application for variation order number 6 of 2026 from site area 40 acres to site area proposed lot 6.01 acres. Purpose to reduce the minimum site area of proposed lot as part of the conditions for subdivision application S 26-3131 in an A40 agricultural limited zone. Therefore, be it resolved, variation order number 6 of 2026 be approved with the following conditions. 1, the variance is limited to what has been presented in this application. Any further changes, replacement, or additions that are subject substantial conformance with the application would require a new approval. Applicant owner obtains all required permits from Red River Planning District and the municipality if required, and then approval shall expire if not acted upon within 12 months of making.
Thank you for that. Can I have a mover, please? Counselor Boulanger, second, please. Counselor Strang, any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, opposed, that is carried. And council has a couple of more planning items to do here, but I think Valentina, are you,
I think we still have general planning issues.
yeah, just the one, the variation.
No, I think we're not. For my side. You have something else?
Yes.
There is
There is a general planning, and assuming that's one that was put on by us.
No, it was the VO 120 of 2025, the error with the.
Oh, that's
Your memo?
just a memo.
Just the,
Yeah.
yeah,
You need me here for that? It's
we're
not
just
like-
amending the resolution, so
Yeah.
it's just your memo, so I don't know if you want to stay or not.
Okay, not a problem. I'll keep it right here. Let me see if
I can bring it up.
you can bring, oh.
There's the memo from Red River Planning, and basically stating that there was a typo of the width measurements for proposed lot 2 subdivision file number S 25 of 3126 and variation order 120 of 2025. At the regular scheduled meeting on January the 27th, council conditionally approved the subdivision into 2 equal lots, each being 2 acres in area, combined variance order and new lot into compliance with the zoning bylaw. In both reports, the application mentioned that there was a typo of 98.7 feet for the proposed lot 2 width. The width for the proposed lots are supposed to be 66 feet as per the surveyor. And so this typo does not require any further actions as no variance is needed or unaltered width according to section 3.31.1.3 of the zoning bylaw. So they're just saying kindly revise this.
Yeah.
That's it.
So do we need to redo the resolution or do?
That's right.
Okay.
We have the resolution.
The surveyor decided to put the, if you want me to explain why it happened, surveyor decided to put the measurement of the adjacent road instead of the width
Oh,
on the place that usually comes with the width. So I was like, okay, maybe it's a little bit wider if it happens, because the measurements are huge there, so I took it as it is, but apparently, no, that was not right to do.
Okay.
yeah, simple error.
Yeah.
So whereas resolution for variation order 120 of 2025 is to be amended, therefore be it resolved, council amend the resolution as follows. From site width 198 feet minimum to site width, proposed lot 1 66.22 feet, proposed lot 2 66.22 feet, as previously approved by council on resolution 2026-054.
Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Horvis, second, please. Councillor Sutherland. If there's no further discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that is carried. Thank you very much, Valentina.
Thank you so much.
I think there is, pretty much everything is done on our agendas. If there was anything that we've missed, have to go back to.
Not that I know, Madam Mayor.
No, I don't know.
So shall we adjourn?
Nothing else
Or
has
do you wanna,
changed.
you wanna go into camera to discuss any matters?
I don't think so. I'll look at my phone now.
Thank you, sir, it's done.
We're good?
Yes, you're good, thank you.
I haven't seen you in 55 years, Deepak. How's the fire business? You don't remember me, do you?
The flyer business.
Do you remember that when we were kids?
Yes.
You lived on Banning.
Yes.
Remember the name Smith? 6 boys?
Oh, the
Now
Smith
you remember
boys.
who you used to run with.
Yeah, the Smith boys, I remember the Smith boys.
We'll talk again after.
I was not even born. Wow.
I was just wondering today at the gym.
What a reunion.
Okay.
55 years ago.
Even shaved his head.
Everybody ends up shaving their head like me eventually.
Okay, I don't believe there's anything else that we need to talk about this evening. See you.
Yeah, thank you.
Were you here for something specific or you had a question?
My dad asking some questions. My dad's own the lot one.
The which?
The lot one,
Fuller and St. Pierre Corner.
For Coronation Road?
Yeah, on Coronation Road, yes.
You want to clean the land, so they need a permit or they need to apply a permit to cut that tree?
No. They want to clear the land.
They wanna clear the land.
Yeah.
Is there trees on the land?
No, he's talking. Are you talking about the one on St. Peter's Road?
I don't know where is that, but that's a lot one from 508.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yes,
Yeah.
on St. Peter's Road.
St. Pierre at the Fuller, Corner.
Fuller.
That one, that two, that.
Oh, did you buy it? Did you buy a lot here? Who did you buy?
On Fuller's,
From
right on the corner.
Yeah, so I think you'll have to come to the office
Yeah.
and then meet on that, because it's not a part of the public agenda today. So it wasn't one of the applications today.
Yeah, my dad asking a side question, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Come tomorrow when they're open.
Come tomorrow.
Yeah, come tomorrow and then come and meet with us and somebody will look after you.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
But good night, bukas din.
Yeah, there.
Yes,
Thank you
right
so
there.
much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Camera.
I don't have anything to.
Okay.
Only seven.
Never talked the same word.
Oh,
it's on there.
Okay, if there's nothing else, let's adjourn, and have an early evening.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Valentina, take care, drive safe.
Early.
Resolved that this meeting of council be adjourned at 7:19 PM on February 24th, 2026.
Moved by Councillor Boulanger, second by Councillor Strang, all in favor, opposed, carried. Any one of these for Mr. Orbis?
Yes, there's a typo